Sébastien Foucault. He belongs to a new generation of performance artists. His art is called Freerunning, or in French, Parkour. It's a ballet over the rooftops and across an urban jungle.
A lot of people think parkour is a sport. Yes, it's physical, you know, but for me it's more like an art. You find some obstacle, and you just use your body with the obstacle. This is parkour.
Plainly, parkour is an art form for the very fit and young. It's to ballet what hip-hop is to Bach and Keats. And so it flourishes in the suburb of Évry, an immigrant community 25 miles from downtown Paris. Every modern city has its depressed areas, but in Paris, the social tensions are complicated by religion as well as race. The French citizens who live here come from former French colonies in North Africa. More Africans live in Paris than any other city outside Africa. Yet the street life of African cities seems far away, in a place where the architecture can seem designed to isolate. With unemployment among the young as high as 40%, and crime increasing each year, these ghettos are a cause of public outcry in France. But for Sébastien Foucault, this quirky cement jungle presented opportunities.
This is where I grew up, my playground. When we were kids, we play tag and all kind of game like this, and we practice parkour free running.
Sébastien and his friends were inspired by the 1960s architecture around them. They didn't find its utilitarian nature depressing at all. They envisioned movement and grace on a great big stage.
It's exactly like a big adventure. You see your city like a big story, and you can create your own adventure, you know? Like kids, you just say, follow me, oh, be careful, here, there is crocodile. But there is no crocodile, but if you have imagination, you can go wherever you want.
Now 32 years old, Sébastien never abandoned his childhood dreams. He kept at it, perfecting his technique, elevating parkour from a trick to a way of life.
It's your spirit and your body, a way to help you to join both.
Sébastien is what the French call a traceur, not just an athlete, but a pathfinder. He calls parkour his discipline, a kind of French martial art.
A kind of Tai Chi, you know? Tai Chi Chuan. You know, it's just like a cat, you know? How you move with the environment. Try to make some movement very fluid. Fluid, like a cat.
Parkour has enabled Sébastien to bounce right out of the ghetto and into the wider world. He struts for the paparazzi and stars in commercials and blockbuster movies.
I know I work very hard for this. Nothing happened to me easily. I know where I come from. I never thought I would be where I am now. It's unbelievable.
What Sébastien has done is nothing less than a leap of the imagination. And it's imagination he wants to instill in the next generation.
Vous avez des questions?
T'es un être humain?
Oui. Ouais, je suis un être humain, c'est juste pour pratiquer un petit peu. C'est cool. Et là, tu sautes tout.
Many of his students come from troubled backgrounds. Sebastian doesn't expect them to become famous traceurs. He just hopes parkour can help them focus so they can find their own way.
Ouais, tout le monde va se servir du parcours vu que c'est libre, tu vois. Mais chacun va faire ce qu'il a envie de faire avec, tu vois. Et moi, ce que j'ai envie avant tout, à mon niveau, c'est que les gens comprennent c'est quoi le parcours. Vraiment la culture du parcours. Les trucs des sensations, les blocages, tous ces trucs-là, tout ce que nous on a toujours senti en fait. Tu vois, les peurs, les blocages, pourquoi j'arrive pas, pourquoi je veux faire ça et que j'arrive pas à faire ça. Voilà, tac, tac, super, voilà. Parcours.
J'ai appris déjà.
I've already learned how to push my limits. There are things I've done I never thought I could do.
Doucement, tac.
In my head, I'm thinking, I can't do it. But actually, by practicing, I can.
En pratiquant un petit peu.
Parkour requires no equipment other than running shoes and imagination, which is not a bad formula for life itself.
I don't think people take time to dream. It's very important to have a passion or something close to your dream. We find a new way to express ourselves, to have creativity and to believe on what you want to do. It's the most important point.
Sebastian is forging the future of the new France.
I like really hit the gym like really thoroughly last night.
We call ourselves Charlotte Parkour. We started training parkour the first of us started about 7 years ago here at UNC Charlotte, and since then we've grown into a bigger group. Other people have started to join us. We progressed. A lot of us have learned, met other people. Parkour is a discipline of training your mind and body to overcome obstacles. We train this by running, jumping, climbing, vaulting, balancing, things like that. If you want to try a new jump, you don't just physically jump. At the same time, you have to overcome the mental fear and like the overcoming obstacle process. So it's a process of breaking down obstacles like in your head and figuring out the different parts, training those parts, bringing it back together, and then it's also a process of facing the fear. So you might be physically capable of doing a new jump or some new move, but at the same time there's a fear like telling you like, oh, you're gonna get hurt, and you have to suppress that fear, like learn to control it, and at the same time listen to it, know when it's right and when you know better. We teach now. We teach classes here, we teach seminars, hoping to share what we know with other people.
Really, everyone's kind of been standing around. I just want everyone really just to kind of do like this on each leg. This is gonna just kind of get our ankles warmed up a little bit.
Like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
While we're doing this, let's go ahead and warm up our wrists some. So just kind of roll your wrists like this. Space. Rolls are something that can save your life or your knee. I tore 2 muscles in my knee because I fell off a building and I didn't roll. My leg buckled to the side, but had I actually rolled, I would have been okay. Poor decision. So this is something that'll definitely come in handy. And if you've ever seen people do the dive rolls, that's what I'm gonna be teaching you too. So we'll start with rolls on the ground, fall rolls, and then dive rolls. Push off and really drive your shoulder, everything into the ground.
Push with your right leg.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to help you with this one.
The way that I learned best to do this is that you swing with your foot through. That'll provide your body with the motion up you need, and your hands are just there to support you when you come back down. So it's a little bit weird, but basically, watch how I'm using my right foot on the jump. That'll pick me up. My hands are only there to support me on the way back down. So coming through.
I'll just go here.
How many people are we trying? 4? We can do 5 or 6, I think. Alright. Jeff is quite compact. I am. I can fit in there. Alright. Ninja challenge. I give somebody else a chance. Yeah, 5 of us and 3 of them. Alright, who's not the best? You ready? Think butterflies. Yeah, smile about it.
You ready to let go?
Yeah! That's for me. Scoot on over.
Is that for Matt, girl?
Please do.
There was some episode of Avatar, this guy's teasing a prison